Bottas produced a sensational final lap to upstage title challengers Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen to set the pace in Italian Grand Prix qualifying and secure the leading grid spot for Saturday's F1 sprint. Monza, the fastest circuit on the calendar, is staging the second edition of the sports neutral format, with qualifying setting the grid for Saturday's 18 mini-lap race, the results of which will set the grid for the main Grand Prix on Sunday. On the week, he confirmed he was leaving Mercedes at the end of the year to be replaced by George Russell. Bottas went from 5th to 1st on the final lap of Q3 to pip teammate Lewis Hamilton at the head of the grid. Congratulations to Valtteri, he did a mega job, said Hamilton, who had provisional pole but lapped just under a tenth slower than Bottas on the final attempt. It was looking good for us until the end, when he went quicker and I just couldn't match it. The catch with Bottas weekend is that he will take grid penalties for engine changes, but they will not be triggered until Sunday, when he will start the Grand Prix from last place on the second grid of the weekend. Max Verstappen, the 3-point championship leader, has his hands full to stay in touch with Mercedes, appearing better suited to the high-speed circuit than Red Bull, and claimed third on the grid. Indeed, the Dutchman was just held off the flying Mercedes-powered McLarens, with Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo finishing within half a tenth with the Red Bull in 4th and 5th respectively. Verstappen benefited from a lap time boosting tow from teammate Sergio Perez, who sacrificed some performance of his own and ended up down in 9th place. Without that, the Dutchman would likely have been on the third row of the grid. We struggled a little more than we wanted in practice, but I think we recovered quite well in qualifying, said Verstappen. I'm still happy to be third, and hopefully the race we can be a little bit closer. The race starts at 3:30 tomorrow, and the actual Grand Prix starts at 2 o'clock on Sunday. The top 3 finishers on Saturday are awarded points: 3 for first, 2 for second and 1 for third. F1's experimental format made its debut in the British Grand Prix to mixed reviews, and with the overtaking-friendly Monza selected as the venue for the second trial. While still important, the Friday evening qualifying session is less crucial than normal, given drivers still have a chance to gain positions for the main grid on Saturday. But with points on offer for the top 3 finishers in the sprint, the battle of the leading starting positions for the first leg of the weekend remains crucial amid a championship battle of such high margins. It was therefore a very encouraging start for Mercedes, who leads the Constructors' Championship but have only won one of the last 9 races. Hamilton has topped the earlier practice session and appeared favourite for qualifying, particularly after pacing Q1 and Q2. The 7-time champion, again ahead of Bottas on the first runs, felt like there was more pace in the car. I felt good, I felt relaxed now that everything is sorted for the future, however, said to Finn, who managed to eclipse Hamilton, and of course he said the car was so good today ahead of his move to Alfa Romeo. Before I go, here is the final classification for qualifying. Bottas, of course, in first. That's a huge lap for him. Just shows everyone how good he really can be. However, with Hamilton in second, if they survive the start, I do kind of feel like a swap could be incoming. Before Verstappen in third, I think he'll be relieved just a bit ahead of Norris and Ricciardo. But yeah, it's great to see Ricciardo up there with Norris, and that's probably the maximum McLaren could do with the tow. Gasly in sixth, another super impressive from him. Sainz in seventh, Leclerc in eighth. Considering the issues Leclerc is having, I think they'll be relatively happy with that. Giovinazzi in 10th will be happy as well. He's been a different man recently. But for Perez in 9th, considering he sacrificed himself for his teammate, I think he can be content with that. The Aston Martins, I think they felt they could have made it into Q2, so they'll be slightly disappointed. And then Alonso and Ocon just haven't really had the pace. And then you've got the 2 Williamses, which I think they will be disappointed, to be honest. Just couldn't get as much power as the other Mercedes engines to get through. But yeah. And in 17th and 18th, Tsunoda once again just hasn't delivered, got that new contract in the bag. I thought maybe that calming down, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Obviously, unlucky with track limits. And then you've got the usual few. Schumacher doing well to out-qualify Kubica. Fair play to him. That's a very, very solid result. Hey guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and your thoughts, comments down below, and follow me on Twitter. Thanks so much for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.